I'm Andrea from CrossFit Apogee, and today we're going to go over 3 different exercises to help with shoulder mobility. Anyone who has problems with, say, overhead squats, or just going through basic pass-throughs for pull-ups or anything like that, has difficulty getting full range of motion, we're going to give you a couple of tricks today to hopefully help improve your range of motion and decrease any pain or discomfort you may have in your shoulders. So Dawn is my model. And they're really basic. All you'll need is a crossball, an ab mat, and a weight. Small weight. So the first one we're going to do, we're going to have Don lie on the ground. And he's going to place the lacrosse ball. Here's your shoulder, kind of break it up into 4s. And you're going to place it. Here's your bone. Do not place this lacrosse ball on your bone. It will hurt. You want it on the muscle. So anywhere around here, you'll kind of have to wiggle around to kind of find that spot that kind of hurts so good, and that's where you want to place it. Remember, not on your bone, but on the muscle itself, more on your spine. Don's going to place that lacrosse ball underneath his shoulder. Bend up your knees all the way, feet flat on the floor, and you want to support your back. And with his thumb that's on the same side of the lacrosse ball, he's going to kind of hitchhike. This is a nice way to remind people, if you want to call it, kind of hitchhike. And you want to have your thumb pointing all the way up the direction you're going. If you're hitchhiking, turn it around as you come down a couple of times, about 10 times on each side. And then also what you can do to vary it to add another dimension of range of motion is come across your body. So if you're hitchhiking, say, cross country and back. Thumb's always coming back, and then you'll want to go from the same side hip all the way across your shoulder, like Don's doing. Remember, thumb's always leading the way. All right. So then once you've done that a couple of times, you can remove the lacrosse ball. Take an ab mat. Actually, unlike when you do your sit-ups, you want the medial part of your ab mat across your shoulders. Again, you're going to bend up your knees so they're flat on the floor, protecting your lower back. You're going to take the weight, and you're going to put your hands underneath it like you're serving a pizza pie, and you're going to go all the way above your head, as low as you can. You can rest it, you can hold it, or you can do pass-throughs coming just back and forth, like you're bringing that pizza pie to and from your tables. You go through that. You only need about a 10, maybe a 15-pound weight to really get the benefit. If you if you feel like you need more weight, go ahead. But in all honesty, you only need about a 10 to a 15-pound weight to really help. So the next step, you do about 10 pass-throughs again with that. You can come to the rig. Now, not only, since your shoulder is a 3-dimensional object, we want to make sure that we kind of mobilize it all the way around. So here, Don's going to take that lacrosse ball again. He's going to put it in the front half of his shoulder, kind of digging in where your shoulder meets your pec. And he's going to come through on the rig, pressing up. And again, he's going to do those hitchhikers up and down to really get into the front of that shoulder. Again, about 10 to 15 passes on each side. And again, before you do anything, test. And at the end, retest and see the difference from left to right, right to left, and as far as from start to finish. Hopefully those help. If you need any others, come back. We'll be sure to do more videos for you.